They say that Satan whispers in your ear, but who are they? Hell, I don't know. I heard that when I was a child. I can tell you one thing for sure. It was not Satan whispering in my ear that day I saw what looked like a walking wolf. You see, that entire day was weird. From the moment I woke up in the morning, things just felt off. You know how it is when you wake up late, iron your clothes, fix breakfast, and you're almost ready to walk out of the door. Then stupid stuff happens. In this case, you spill your coffee. It splashes off the counter, all over your clothes. And now you have to start all over, ironing everything again. And then you finally head out of the door. And if that wasn't enough, I realized that my son used my car the night before, and the tank is empty, only 35 miles of gas left with a 45-mile ride to the job site. So now I'm headed to the gas station. And when I get there, it's like everyone else needs to get gas at the exact same time. I remember sitting there, feeling this frustration come over me and looking over at the pump. I watched this mother smiling at her kids, waving into the back seat as she was pumping gas. This warm smile, pure joy on her face. And for a split second, all that aggravation and frustration was gone. It brought me back to my childhood days, remembering my mother doing the same thing. Then all of a sudden, this a-hole lays on the horn. I'm talking about burn, snaps me completely out that perfect moment of peace and drives me right into anger. Why in the hell are you blowing the horn at this woman and her kids like this? We all have to get gas. You are not the only person who needs to get gas for his vehicle. Now fast forward a few minutes later, I have gas. I'm on my way to the construction site. I had a meeting with our surveyors to walk the land. And this is where things started to get weird. I'm driving down this 2-lane highway, and the company that I was part owner in had just acquired everything along this roadway, all the frontage property. Our plan was to slowly develop it, but we needed an anchor, a place that would bring people to the area. So we decided to build a shopping mall. I'm driving along the road, coming around this sharp turn, and something tells me to slow down. Not like a loud voice screaming in the car, slow down. Just this small, still voice says, hey, slow down. And I listen, tap on the brakes. Well, I come around that turn, and there is a pickup truck turned over on its side in the middle of the road. You can see the driver squirming around in the front seat. Now I stop, get out, and this guy is screaming for dear life. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Help, help. He's kicking the windshield, going crazy. Now I'm panicking, trying to figure out what I can do to help him. So I race back to my car, get my emergency glass breaker, and that's when I hear him shooting. Imagine a scene. I have my whole upper body inside of the driver's side of the car, reaching over to the glove compartment to get the glass breaker, and I hear these gunshots, thinking to myself, what in the hell did I just happen upon? Now he climbs through the front window, stands up, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but this guy is massive, 6'8", 6'9", 320 pounds, and I'm not talking about a fat 320 pounds. We talking about WWF wrestling 320 pounds. And he's looking at me, then looking around at the woods, looking at me again, then looking around at the woods. And it was right there in that moment that I hear that voice again saying, he's fine, leave him. And as I'm hearing that voice, he's saying, mister, we gotta go. We gotta get out of here. Now I offer to call him an ambulance. And as I'm talking to him, he reaches into his pocket, takes out his phone, and again he says, listen, I have got to get out of here. With this panicked, paranoid look on his face. Now my mind is racing. Maybe this guy's got drugs in the car. Maybe he just killed somebody. I don't know what the hell he has going on, but I don't want nothing to do with it. That's when he starts to walk around to the passenger side of my car, trying to pull on a door handle, insisting aggressively that I give him a ride away from the scene of this accident. First of all, I'm looking at Hulk Hogan thinking to myself, dude, there's no way you're about to fit in my car. Second of all, you're hurt, you're in shock, and you need help. We're not going anywhere. So I tell him, listen, you're in shock, you're panicking, you just had an accident, I need you to calm down, we're going to get the ambulance here and get the police here. Now he is off on the side of the road, pacing back and forth, saying, you're not understanding. You're not understanding what I'm saying. It's dangerous here. We need to go. We need to go right now. And again, that small voice speaks to me saying, leave. Leave him now. This time, that voice comes along with this feeling, a heaviness so thick that even in broad daylight, it made my skin crawl. I looked down for a quick second, and you know how it is when you want to say something to a person, but you're thinking what to say, you look away from them for a second to gather your thoughts. But in the process of looking away from that person, you know without a doubt that you're about to tell a lie, so you really can't look at them as you're about to talk to them. That's what was going on. And when I looked back up, my intention was to ask him his name and try to calm him down and tell him, listen, sir, help is going to be on the way. I'm late for a meeting. As all this is going through my mind, my eyes lock onto this massive frame of a man. When I look, there's something else, something standing behind him. I mean, a giant black wolf is there, standing out in the open. And this thing made him look small. It made him look puny. And looking back on it all now, I think it was the look on my face that let him know that something was going on. Because he sees the panic in my eyes, and without hesitation, he turns and tries to shoot. Now stop right here and let me ask you a question. Do you remember those cartoons when we were a kid where a person would get snatched from behind and the middle of their body would go first and their legs and their arms flung forward as their middle torso was pulled away? Well, that's what happened to this guy. Except for he was turned slightly sideways at the moment he was snatched by this thing. You could hear bones cracking as his head whipped in my direction. And he looked like one of those crash dummies, the way his head and shoulders swung under the force of this thing grabbing him. I remember his screams, the sounds of the tree limbs and twigs breaking, and the sight of his body being dragged off into the brush. And that voice again saying, leave right now. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't quite remember if I saw it again or not, or if I just felt like whatever that was coming back. But I got into my car, made a U-turn, and sped away. Had I called 911 and alerted them to what was going on? Yes, I did that while I was on the scene. But get this, 20 minutes later, they called me back and asked me if I had seen the driver of the vehicle when I passed by this accident. Now, I didn't want to lie to them, but I also didn't want anything to do with this. So I told them he had a gun and he went into the woods. The next 4 days, I had anxiety, panic attacks, and nightmares. My wife and kids thought I had gone crazy, lost my mind. Get this, after that day, I never heard that voice again. But that day, it was clear, crystal clear.
Join Eerie Investigations on an unprecedented journey into the unknown as we search for the most mysterious and spine-chilling places to explore. We're asking for your help in suggesting locations for our upcoming live-streamed adventures. Whether it's an abandoned asylum that echoes with ghostly whispers or a haunted mansion shrouded in centuries-old legends, we want to hear your suggestions. Leave your comments below and let us know which eerie locations we should visit next. Get ready to be captivated by the unexplained and join us as we unravel the secrets of the supernatural.